through areas that initially looked impossible. They also do wonders for your agility. It's incredibly fun to use them to boost yourself way up high in the air and travel incredibly fast through open areas. These arrows also open up so many possibilities for boss fights.
No, please!
They also and are just as much about platforming and avoiding damage as they are about doing damage yourself. But then you get to arrows. This helps you do damage from range with a flick of the right.
What is right first? Okay, I know for sure. Pone. That's it. No.
Bumper, switch and shoot a teleport arrow through 2 projectiles and warp to the other side. It's a lot to keep track of. The shared ammo and recharging of arrows, switching between them, but it feels really good when you pull it off. And it gives the bosses so many devious ways to try to kill you.
No.
When it comes to Eterna mode, the devs have said that the bosses it's really the platforming where the big differences. Here are some comparisons of the 2 modes. While in Noctis, a platforming section or platforms that break after you stand on them for a second, in Eterna mode, there are less spikes and the platforms are solid. Eterna mode might also choose bounce orbs to solid platforms that make things much less stressful. And the light sections, which require use of the teleport arrow, are often absent when other platforming challenges are present. Again, I can't give a comprehensive review of this mode, but it is significantly easier. Which more equally balance platforming, combat, and exploration. I would also venture to guess significantly easier.
What is that?
More like other Metroidvanias, which more equally balance platforming, combat, and exploration. I would also venture to guess that completion time in this mode would be about half that of Noctis mode. A big part of what I look for in a Metroidvania is a world that's fun to explore and really get to know, as well as a great representation of that world in the in-game map. In this aspect, Eterna Noctis is a bit of a mixed bag. It's a dungeon style. While there are places where things interconnect and you can access areas from different directions and open shortcuts, it is one big long straightaway of a map with areas branching off it. It's rather sprawling and hard to get a good sense of the area overall. When you first start the game, an arrow points you to your main objective. It takes 8 seconds in the in-menu map to scroll from where you start to that waypoint. I assumed it was a bug when I first saw this, but no. This brings me to my biggest complaint about the game. There's too much of it. I'm sure thrilled about the idea of a Metroidvania that takes 80 hours to complete. But after around 40 very difficult hours, I found myself hoping it would be over soon. And there was still so much to go. My personal
Here we go.
Quality of the areas. There were a few real
You had this
idea, some that tested my patience, and some that did not.
This
The Enigma area is beautiful and ornate. It includes some of the most interesting puzzles of the whole game, which test your brain and your reflexes. But it's also a bit of a maze in terms terms of where the exit from each room will take you, and the in-game map doesn't help you. The Undersea Fortress is a place I really disliked due to its layout. There's an elevator in the middle of the zone. When I first stepped out onto level 2, I had to choose which direction to go first. I chose right, got all the way to the end, then found a wall blocking my path. The switch to open it was on the opposite side of the level, meaning I was faced with backtracking through the incredibly difficult platforming sections I had just done. This punishment for choosing the wrong direction happened a couple times here. This is where I decided to stop trying to collect everything and just make a beeline towards the end. Thankfully, an area not too long after this ended up making my enjoyment of the game and how much it impressed me skyrocket. The Cosmos. This area really switches things up as it lets you jump from planet to planet out in the blackness of space. You have to deal with gravity, which can change directional controls. It can propel you to danger or pull you to safety. This place is gorgeous, super challenging, but so fun. Each area in the Cosmos is based around a different element. Slippery ice, fire which threatens to engulf you, light you need to teleport through, or darkness that blocks your arrows. I died a lot, but I was compelled to master each section and see what was next. The fact that it ended with a chase sequence was just the icing on the cake. I love those. I felt revived by this area. Though I do think a couple areas could have been left out to make the game stronger overall, I have to compliment how much the gameplay evolves as you go. It's constantly testing how much you've learned and your ability to adapt to new mechanics. Challenges which first seem insurmountable soon become second nature as each new ability builds upon and enhances the rest. I do have some complaints about some specific design decisions. Sure. I have one plea to make to any Metroidvania developer. Stop trying to emulate Hollow Knight. It's a masterpiece of a game, but some aspects of it just don't need to be copied. There are two things in particular. First is the way the map revealing is done. Until you find the vendor in each zone and purchase the ability to map, it will be a blurry, unreadable mess. The map here is more straightforward than Hollow Knight's, and it will retroactively map, so it didn't stress me out quite as much, but in some zones I didn't find the vendor until near the end, and it's just annoying to see nothing when I open up the map. The bigger I can't describe how sick I am of this mechanic, or how uninteresting it has become within the genre. When you run out of health, you respawn back at the last checkpoint. Your soul drops where you died, along with all of the experience you've collected. But it goes a step further. While you don't have your soul, you also can't collect any new experience. Often you have to backtrack through very difficult areas to get back to your soul. If you don't want to do that, you can buy it back from and you don't get back any of the experience you dropped. The game is immensely challenging on its own, and this punishment just feels like overkill. There are also some smaller things that I wouldn't be surprised to see a patch for at some point. You can't use the D-pad for movement, which I will always complain about in a 2D game. You wouldn't want to use it for arrow aiming, but much of the game is just straightforward platforming, where the D-pad would be much more precise if you had the choice. There are no ways to remap controls either, or even a way to remind yourself of what they are. The progress page shows you icons for abilities you gained, but it doesn't name them, describe them, or tell you how to activate them. There are a few areas where the lighting effects are a bit much. In the brighter areas like the Forest or Tower of Light, everything is very glowy. It can be tiring on the eyes and make some platforms difficult to see. That said, the game is otherwise quite beautiful. Some areas are truly unique from any other games I've played. I love seeing huge creatures floating by in the background. Coming out of a dark area to find yourself against an ocean at sunset is quite spectacular. And areas like the end of the world and the cosmos are just breathtaking. The way it alternates between areas that are dark and gloomy and bright and exciting while always maintaining a cohesive world is wonderful. The game's classical score has both melancholy piano riffs, which will stick in your head, along with epic choral arrangements. You'll even be collecting musical scores in-game and get to play them if you can find them. Eterna Noctis is a beautiful, complicated, difficult game. The gameplay grows and evolves as you progress, meaning things never get boring and you're constantly issues with it, and I do think it overstays its welcome. I have to admit that when I finally beat it, I felt pretty hardcore. If you're looking for a game with a lot of meaningful collectibles to find, a huge, gorgeous world to explore, and above all, a challenge, Eterna Noctis might just be for you. If you want to see more, check out my review of Ender Lilies, or another of my videos. I have
I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cry. Iba tata tapa, tapa.